Okay guys, this is a video of OptiDoom version 0.3, the release. I'm going to try to run it from the actual machine instead of emulator. The problem is, man, I rarely make capture from actual machine, even if I should, because it's more fair to see the actual thing than emulator. Because the setup in OBS it takes me so long time. I have connected now. I'm moving my pad up and down because after a while I lose the signal for no reason, and I have some USB connection device that is actually connected to the retro thing. And I don't know if I have the best option for it. And I see some kind of noise thing, and I have to carefully, without disconnecting, maybe I have to see if there are better options. I don't like this one. I think this one is better. I have to move to see if the frame is not frozen. Or maybe I prefer this one. I don't know. There are some other options. Okay, I'll leave this one. I see a bit of noisy thing. So let's start. And I was frustrated, and I hope we have both sounds. Let's start. Both sound and oh god. Now I need to. I'm afraid I will disconnect the video. Okay, let's start. It doesn't matter. Let's see. If I disconnect it, I will try to restore it. Everybody's like, why are you not using OBS? It might not be. It might be the OBS. It might be those USB capture devices. It's never. Ah, yeah. I started the mod menu. I forgot. I thought it crashed for some reason because it's also blue. So I will add the new options. These are the 3 new options I have added in the mod menu. I removed one option, and in this version I used to have the fire sky before, but it was an option in the menu that you could enable the fire sky everywhere, but I don't think it was, nobody would see it, and this one does something different. If you start you are not going to see the fire sky in the beginning. The thing is, if you enter a level, a hellish level, that on the PlayStation 1 had the fire sky, it will also have the fire sky. It tries to mimic the PlayStation version. And also, the water effects is something, it was a gimmick I also added, but I had some mods here that are using it. Some of the mods, I don't remember which one. I didn't even name them. The RGB test for sure. It could use a new colorization of sectors, and also floor and ceiling distortion. It could be used in any texture, but in the original Doom it wouldn't work because it's the original level. I was never enabling. Now this option, water effects, if I load a map, any map, from the original maps to your own mods, and it has a liquid sector like acid, water, or lava, it will also apply the water distortion. And there's the sector colors too. I used to have only in the mods I was doing. I had some extra options, some extra bits on the sector type that would enable. I would let me colorize, give a color tint, like some like the pseudo color lighting the PlayStation 1 was doing. But you would never see this in the regular game because it was only applied on special modes, and I might have one or two mods where I'm actually using it. So most people have missed this option, but if you want them, however, there might be slightly slightly increase in memory consumption. You might lose a bit of memory. That could create a problem, and slight decrease in frame rate, but not too much. Could be 0.1, could be 0.5, depending on the room and how many liquids are there and sectors that will split with different colors and will increase the number of these planes. But usually it works really well. And maybe you can disable this option if you want to have the best performance in memory. Now these planes you could, I think 40 is a safe level, maybe 32 would work. And if you exceed in this game, if you exceed the number of these planes, you're just going to see some flickering, disappearing floors or ceilings. So you could put it down if you have some map that doesn't load because of memory. Some bigger, I mean, if you make your own WOD or try some original WODs from PC. By the way, most of the WODs will just load the level. They are not going to replace the textures. Don't expect to run brutal Doom here or something. But you can load. I managed to load the Alien Vendetta, at least the few first maps. The rest of the maps are too big and they crash. And it would it's not going to use the texture on the WAD. It's going to use the 3DO texture. It's going to use some 3DO textures as a replacements with some heuristic algorithm that matches certain original Doom and Doom 2 textures to the most equivalent. In the future, I could have some additional texture loading. But I would have to convert them to the 3DO format. It's going to be more complicated. But anyway, so and also you could put the PS6 sound effects, which are really good, but they will take a bit more memory. And I have some issue when I enabled all of this option and the PS6 sound effects, memory went lower, and I had some issues. So I will just leave those three options, which are these are old options, but they are applied in a new way. The sector colors. I only apply sector color if I find acid, lava. If I find lava in one sector during the map loading, I will automatically apply a red tinting, so you would get some hellish red color. It's really cool. In some cases, it works really well. You are entering a room with lava, and you see the room around glowing like red. Now, most things have not changed here. Oh, okay. Maybe I have played only. Let's see. By the way, I don't hear the music. Huh. Because I'm recording on OBS, but I think. Yeah, I see that the music is recorded. I see the music bars. Most things are here. So the new changes are that, and I have not managed to improve the frame rate in a significant way, but I did a lot of micro optimization, and you have places where the frame rate was like 8 frames, and it might have gone 9 or 10. You might have since the previous version an increase of when it's heavy, when it's 8 frames per second or 9 frames per second, it would go to 10 or 10.5. And in some light situations, it could go from 12 frames to 15 frames or something like that. So there is something there. I haven't replaced the engine. I didn't do the thing that I promised with version 0.3 to drastically replace the engine with something different. Oh yeah, I added gamma correction. I finally added gamma correction. And I did another, the way the gamma correction is used, I also used it for, when the screen turns red, when you get hit, when you get the radiation sweep and everything is greenish. It used to be happening with an extra rendering pass, wherein a big empty single color square with blending enabled was rendered in top of the frame buffer, which was, okay, maybe it didn't significantly reduce performance, but okay, I see, okay, hold on. Hopefully you hear us. Oh my god. See, now I can't believe it. And what's going on with that? I lost the signal now. I can't believe it. Okay, now got. I see the retro thing doing crap. So this is a big feature, and I'm using a hardware of a hardware part of the 3DO where the final 16-bit frame buffer will be translated into 24-bit color space for the output, and the default translation was a linear of every RGB channel from 15-bit. It's actually 15 bits. The last bit is not used. It's used for other things, at least, to 24-bit. And this is how I did the gamma. But I'm using for all kinds of colorization of the whole frame buffer, not the individual parts, not the individual cells, but the final frame buffer to make it reddish, greenish, bluish. And on Doom 3.0 I had a big issue to make this work because the video buffer is not standard. It's a 320 by 200 with an upper and lower black screens. It's split into 3 screens, and the default API functions don't work. So I had to do some other hacks. Yeah, okay, let's see. Let's go to null. Unfortunately, it will many times you will have a freeze while I'm playing. Things will freeze. Now, of course, this is in full screen, full detail, and okay, the memory I'm taking is almost 650 kilobytes. It used to be 610. I did some improvements. I mean, when I was working for the optimization, I did some stuff with extra arrays of CCBs, and I reduced them a bit. Now the starting frame rate here is 9.2. It used to be on the emulator. It might show 10. It's slower apparently on the 3DO. You can always do things like that to improve things a bit. Okay, also the polygon mode is janky, but by improve here it doesn't improve. Okay, but by the way, hold on. Let's make this brighter now that we have the gamma. For example, if you look here, we get 50 because the frame rate. Okay, put it unlimited. We have all these options from the previous. I'm running it on a PAL 3DO. So it is about 50 now. Ah, with Polygon. See, the Polygon engine does some good work if you look like here. Okay, this is 19 frame, 21. You know, it's still not there. I try to. Okay, we need to play a bit. Unfortunately, it's still. Forgot I'm playing ultraviolence. If you, I mean, if you play full max options, of course it's not going to. Here, for example, in the stairs, I was doing some benchmark. It's a bit less than the. This will go, you know, if you have a lot of, especially in closed spaces, stairs and a lot of small wall segments, repeated wall segment, and every wall segment would be split into columns. Now, with the polygons, there is less work happening, but there is some work to decide which polygons. Unfortunately, right now, if you switch between polygon and polygon, you see there is some misalignment on the positions. Sometimes the polygons look more straight, like far in the distance. You see, some of the textures are junky. That was even on the original Doom, and now they are more straight because this surface, every one of this square is a polygon. Okay, this is something that I had, but the perspective. Okay, with the colors the perspective is better though. You will see some change in the. And the other thing I would suggest. So unfortunately, this needs work. The alternative is to go for a 2x1. The bad thing with this one, the polygon doesn't. I see some flickering there because we have the unlimited. Anyway, I have showed you that 1 VBL means 50 frames per second max. 2 VBLs 25, 3 VBLs. Now 3 VBLs maximum. Your refresh rate, which is on PAL is 50 Hz, divided by 3, 16.666. And this is a feature that someone told me I want a more stable frame rate. Now I'm using the Polygon engine, and we will see if we have some issues. In most cases, okay, this is locking the frame rate 16. The 2 will lock it 25, isn't it? Yeah. At best. So if I go into the wall here, this will go higher if it's possible. Ah, it's still 25. Yeah, we have the 4 locked at 12.5. This is something that was asked in previous version to have a more stable frame rate. I have the VSync mode. No, the VSync mode 25. It will drop suddenly to. It's not the ideal, and you have the unlimited. Now the unlimited will not VSync, will not lock the frame rate, but you see this flickering because it's not doing the VSync. That's normal. That's expected. Okay. I don't play with that. Usually I might play with 2 VBL or 3. But now you can decrease the screen size. These were things that existed before. You could fit the screen. These are alright. You want them. You want them. The dither is only if you reduce the plane. This is like a Super Nintendo, but it's also doing some dithering. checkerboard kind of tearing. It's not visible. Oh my god, cool. The video signal blurs it, which is good. It makes. Oh, okay. Hold on. Fuck this thing. I'm sorry, but if I'm going to capture. Oh, oh, again. What the fuck is going on? I correct it, and it's losing the signal. And it makes things smoother if you remove the floor and ceiling, which is I see it's not smooth if you go here, unfortunately. I don't know if this will. In some cases this is better. In some cases it's worse. But I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go max. Thing said, okay, see my weapon. I've shown that in other version. Anyway. And maybe it's time to put the extra blood too. Yeah, the blood is nice. Unfortunately, if you play max, this is very junky. This is very bad. If you want to have a bit better, play the 2x1. This improves things a bit. Which means the column rendering and everything is like 2 pixels horizontal and 1 vertical. And see here the difference. Let's put the 1. Here is a good place. This is the Doom version. See, now here that I have those stairs and the straight walls. 11 frames per second. And the polygon. It's quite improved. Okay, hold on. The polygon is like from 11 to 15. Even 16 sometimes. (12.8, 13). The Doom. So in some cases, 3 frames above the. Okay, you know. Oh god, it does disconnect the OB. So much that I'm thinking that I should have captured that in emulator and say, sorry guys, it's gonna be an emulator capture. Now, unfortunately, when you put scale 2x1, because the wall segments are much smaller, okay, things get better overall. Okay, 18.1, much better. But if you use the polygon, okay, 20, there is some improvement. But in many cases, like here, okay, that's the polygon version, 9.4. Doom version 9.5. It gets even better. So unless you use this one, the polygon sometimes. I mean, at worst you might get the same frame rate and a bit lower because there are many small wall segments that might be very few pixels horizontal. But it's not. It's better to prepare and draw the few columns than making the extra work needed to find the polygons. If it's a big surface, that is. Oh, and now I see the problem with. Okay, I will tell you why this is much slower. This was much faster without, and I can disable that now. It's slower because I'm doing this colorization, and it's not the colorization. It's that the ceiling. It is disconnecting all the time. All the time. I think I'm gonna do an emulator. the sailing, it is connected again. After I fixed it, I'm clicking on OBS, change the device, put it back to USB video. Because the extra colorization, the ceiling above has some green patches and some gray patches. Those are, how to say, those are if you do that compared to the original, you have more these planes. There are more these planes in this game, so it became slower. It was never 6 frames, it was 8 frames or 9 frames. So this is not always ideal. In this room, this is very bad. Yeah, I see the water effects there I'm doing. This was never that slow, it's the colorization. And also see, I'm going in and my weapon, do you see my weapon? It takes the color. And look at the nice wave. The wave is beautiful as an effect. I think it's every scan line I do an offset. It's not per pixel. It's per column per horizontal scan line. It's an offset from on the original. So it's almost for free. If you rotate the player in other angles, oh, I see another bug with the fit screen. Interesting. Oh, I know why that happens. I thought I fixed this one. Forget it. This is the junkiest video. Some 2x1 might help. Much better. What I still didn't fix is the AI of the enemies. They don't want to shoot you. This is an old problem since the origin. I will fix it in the next version. Sorry guys, there are a lot of junkiness. Still junky, but that's because of this colorization thing. I should show you. I think I'm gonna, if I get this thing again, I'm going to. Let's improve things. I'm going to run it also on emulator so that I can travel in certain levels. Unfortunately, I have been optimizing it mostly on the emulator. I hope the sound plays. I don't know. It's obvious a tab. I know I might be capturing. I might. You see how junky the ceiling is above because of this. Then you have this mode. This is the nicest. This is going to do some things. There's some junkiness in the polygons too, so it's better to put the Doom. However, look, I'm getting 10 frames here. Switch to the poly. Okay, just a bit better than 16. Whatever, you have to play with the options. I have kept it to 2 VBLs. 2 VBLs means at best 25 frames. I can have it 3 VBL, which will drop to 16.6 at best. This is slow here because this is the slowest part. Okay. You are looking this entire building, you are looking through these stairs. And some of the faraway walls are not connecting very well. Are we in polygon mode? Especially in the polygon. Let's see now, this is the polygon. However, this is the Doom. Yeah, the half res. It is slightly. I mean, I'm doing what I can right now. It's gonna take me a lot to. I've seen people on the 32X, for example, rewriting everything in assembly, but for me this is an enormous task. I end up adding the gimmicks and the because you will see that. Look, the nice water. And things are this is a green texture, but it's more greenish and above the ceiling. It's not inside because this one is not touching on it. This water distortion looks nice. What might be taking the speed is performance. Long time to play it in ultraviolence. There are parts on the... Okay, it hasn't disconnected. There are parts on the sprite code that also, if there are too many sprites against too many wall segments, it will lead to some performance degradation. I have created some profiler bugs. I've done micro improvements. blood thing is cool, and I always... And it will spawn new stuff, but I hope it doesn't. So far it didn't. See, now it's green. It has a green tint. And the water down is distorting, if you can see it. See, it's... Fly mode is cool. Distort is cool. Oh, I noticed some sort of bug, but it doesn't matter. In the loading screen, I have to freeze the frame and put the placard and put the bar, but I noticed now some issues. I think now, unfortunately, here I cannot go to a new level. You might have seen the Earth modes. Some fun modes, which are really, you know, when you select this, it really reduces the screen size and enables the fit screen. Ah, that's also that would be also like some Atari thing. Commodore. So when you switch through these presets, it changes some, you know, the scale here one by one. It's just a joke, like, oh, Amiga can do flat shaded. Yeah, I haven't saved the gamma. Okay, if you change the gamma, will reset. Possibly. The SNES is the version with the DDED, but the resolution of the sort of the window size is close. It's not. And you see the frame rate. People say, okay, 3D Doom goes slow. It goes. Sure, but another modes. If you compare, interesting. Things got darker. I know why. So the GBA was like this, and it was unlit. There was depth shade bright. The GBA didn't have the gradual shading, like closer is brighter. If you see the GBA version, Game Boy Advanced, it was unlit, and that might lead to slight improvement in performance, slight. And it was like playing in this resolution. This is not exact. You might see the color lighting here again. The acid is making those walls to glow green, and even if you go there, you're green. The effect. This I have to play this. have studied the different resolution, if they have double or single or double columns. Columns that are horizontally scaled by 2. And sometimes it's slow even with this mode. But let's see this area, okay. Renderer Doom. Renderer Poly. Stairs. See, it's not... If the scale is not 1:1, there is not much advantage in the polygon. I'm surprised it's slow. Slower than I thought. The Jaguar thing. 11.5. 11.9. The Jaguar is the max screen and the double pixel horizontal pixel. You know, 2 point down. All the ports, most of the ports, the default was that. Faster is some other version. Okay. The only reason the 3DO is slow is because it has this perfect one-to-one pixel resolution. And again, this one, if you go with the polygon render only on this one, you might gain a bit. And unfortunately, it's so low that might not be worth it. So yeah, we are not there yet. I'm wondering if I should show you. I mean, this open area, it's not just the render, it's all the what happens to the side. I don't think I can try to change parts of the engine, but there still will have to do some CPU work to the side, even if they don't render these planes, but you render something else. So how much does it affect if I put this? Now that gains a bit, because a lot is lost on the floor render. I see with this, okay, 12 point. If you go here, many more segments, it's still killing it. Okay, maybe this saves it a bit. But okay, you have to play without floats. If you go on the big screen and 2x1. Despite things. See how these lights are greenish now because there is the lava there. And you can see shaded color. But I don't know if I will be able to. I might think of revisiting certain parts in assembly. Certain parts I identified. But I left that for the... Ah, that is greenish there. That is greenish. Because again, it's lava. I like this colorization. See, it will turn green those adjusted wall segment, but here above here it stops being green because that's how even. But I noticed that above seemed greenish. No, it just seemed like that. Yeah, unfortunately there is a bit jankiness how to play this. You see the problem with it. Look at how the door looks. The polygon mode is not ideal. You will see it in this door. Look, because it's a big texture, it is not. There is no perspective correction. But if you put the Doom, it's perspective correct. It hasn't. So now the green lighting. I was looking at the PlayStation levels. Some of them have similar lighting. Like this area is making the ceiling green, but it's interrupted by the other one. The wall and the ceiling. It's exactly like this. It seems wrong, but that's also how the PlayStation does it. Have liked to show you that might take a toll on. It's not the RGB, it's the case that they're here. So I colorized the palette this might create new vis planes, more vis planes in some cases. Like in the ceiling, it used to be that was all the same gray, but now it's green with gray spot. This will add more visibility, which means lower performance. Really. Yeah, unfortunately. Now, there is a 1x2. For my findings, 2x1 is better. There is also the 2x2. This is a mode that Duke Nukem 3D used to have, the 2x2. But never on Doom. And even that doesn't always help. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm done with the OBS and capturing. Yeah. How am I supposed to do? Okay, I'll go with normal, even if it's going to be slightly faster, but it's not so much faster that it's a cheat. It's like I'm showing you, hey, look how much I updated the OptiDoom. I still put the cycles in there. It's more like if something went 9 FPS, it will go 10 FPS here. Things like that. For some reason, Phoenix never shows the banner screen. Now, I'm not going to... you know what? Let's see it like this first, and I can restart. Let's see how the speed is without all these options. I know it's tiny, maybe it's 5% faster than the real 3DO. So even here it might not be. And I mean, let's just see it with... Where's the volume? What the hell? Hold on. Did I accidentally mute it? Oh, okay. But if you close it, the performance would be... It's tiny difference. It's when I benchmark. So here you see in the starting screen, we got 10.1, 10.2 even. I thought it was 10.1. There is a bit of loss, but tiny, like 0.3, because the CD audio has to work. I'm surprised it's 10.2. I thought it was 10.1. Ah, okay, because, yeah, that doesn't matter. I was using a different WAD to test. That is the same WAD, but with some added teleports, and this might have changed the... Here, this is heavy. Okay, I'm in max settings. Here, for example, it's much better. In stairs, there is a gain. Okay, 11.3 to the... So I could be using the polygons, and I've programmed some way that far away textures. So now here, those textures here are polygons. Some far away textures are still... You see, some far away textures don't change because they are still columns. So I have a heuristic system at distant stuff to... Of course, here it's still slow. Here is the example with those enclosed room and stairs. This is 13.9. This is... You can see the smoothness here. But polygons can be janky. So there are cases that polygons really pain. There are cases that they almost no. And here is the area. I mean, it's still 8 point. It's 8 point something depending on. In some cases. It's a bit better. Of course, if you disable poly and put the 2x1, things can be much better most of the times. frame rate can be much better. Also, you can, I don't know, put 2 VBL is it's high. Okay, now I'm in the NTSC. So 2 VBL will be at 3 VBL at 20, and this will be at 15. This is to have less variable frame rate if things go. This is max 15 now, and here, yeah, it's mostly 15 with a. It's more stable 15 here. If you go for 20, we have drops between 14 and 20. Okay, I guess. How are things here? Here it will drop at 12. And this is the half res resolution. Here is pretty heavy. Because again, if you go for unlimited or 1 VBL maybe, unlimited for example, you go like this, and then when you go to the door, ooh. Oh, especially with the Polygon render. Ooh. Ooh. So yeah, this can be very janky. Yeah, if you are in a box, you have frame rate. Okay, the thing is, I can. What was the reset? What's the button for the reset? There's no button for the reset. Okay, I can show you. Fire, sky, water effects, colors. And hopefully I will. Let's also put PS1, PS6, just for fun. And I think now here, I think it's level 18 is a good one. I think it goes to level 18. Now we might have some issues with memory though. If you put everything, yeah, that's the level. You see an object that disappeared. Okay, it says that the memory is 500k. This will change as we move. And I'm going to put full polygon. Maybe fit to screen. I'm gonna get crazy. Yeah, it's not very fast. You see the fire sky. I guess maybe we have to put some. That's it. At least some weapons. You see like 10 FPS, but it seems more chunky. Now this opens, and these are adding extra vis planes. That's why it's so in this view. You have Gorsay? My god, 6 only. That's not good. That's not gonna help you. What's gonna help you with that? Unfortunately, and at this point the Doom based on the poly. Oh, maybe you have some advantages when you go close. My god. Ah, yeah, because it might be a VBL thing. Unfortunately. But you see everything here. You see the fire sky. Also, I wish... Ah, the fire sky... Nah. We have a very low res version now. Nope, nope. And of course the other thing you can do is like... Fuck this. Put it a bit smaller also. Let me see something. See the frame rate, 10.9. Okay, if you remove the border, okay, it's a black window. Even the border takes a bit, but just a bit. Alternatively, you can do that. Remove the border. And fit to screen. But again, Zangi. See, okay, see, that's the lava now. It looks nice. And it has a red tint. It does have a red tint. Even in my weapon. You see the red tint better here. I think it's cool. Also, if you go here, you see the water and here's a blue tint. The water is pretty cool. It does a blue tint on all the walls, on the ceiling. And the fire sky in its glory. I know what I didn't do. Extra blood. If you want to make it a bit matrixy, make the enemy speed. You can freeze the enemies. Those are features. Those are not 0.3 features. Those are older features. But you get me. House of Pain. Uh-oh. Which one was it? The fire sky. And the lava. Again. Making everything reddish. Nice water effect. Reddish glow. That will help here. See, it is a bit janky, the movement of the polygons. Oh, even my projectiles are slow. I didn't notice that. They are considered enemies. Now the enemies will be faster. Even the teleport is. Man, the best thing of this, the music is, oh, you see this appeared. Memory issues. If we are at 400, there are memory issues. Best thing is the music in this game. And see outside, the fire. The moving lava warping and giving also this whole thing is great. Illuminating the nearby environment. You have the distortion in the water, you have the fire effect and the reddening. Fast monsters, eh? Oh, things might be. You see, things frozen. Again, because... oh my. This is a problem since the original. There are issues with memory. Ah, here is my favorite. Is it here? Yeah. Let's see something. If I press to load... okay, it's okay now. There were certain bugs. So those bugs will still appear in some ways. You see the item goes here and pops there. There is a reason for that. It's reloading the resources and... this is a part of code I have to see. This is from the original. This is... I see the memory is like 500k. If I move, it's going to change, of course, to 400. But yeah, I don't know if I have other things to show. The biggest changes are very tiny optimization and things are still slow. Even if a lot of work has been done. and it's not there. The gamma, this is good. Also, when I'm hard, okay. When the screen turns red, I change the rendering method to do that. And it also similar to the gamma. I'm using the hardware. I think it's better. The fire sky was a thing on the original, but it never appeared in the original maps. You have to set it from a menu. Now it only appears in the hellish levels. Only in the same level as the PlayStation 1. And then they added extra stuff, which are they are all things that existed in the original. You just had to run some of the mods I made that use it, but now they are applied to all the liquid surface, the floor warping and the color tinting of the nearby surface, so all the liquids are glowing. I could add it to some other places, but yeah, unfortunately those ones, in few cases they might even degrade your frame rate, and also some things like the fire, you might also degrade the memory, which you need to avoid those issues. And that's it, guys. I'm going to have the final version soon on my site to download, and hopefully, I don't know when. It's going to be slow like that. I don't promise to improve the frame rate because it turns out to be very hard, or I don't have the motivation to do a complete job in either rewriting the engine or rewriting big parts in assembly. Or if this happens, it's going to be slowly and gradually through the next versions. And that's it. Bye.